My dad. I'm Madeline Flower, Suzy's mum, and I want to talk to you a little bit, if you will, about my dad. My dad was born May the 4th, 1907, Solomon Shawner. His parents were Annie and Morris Shawner, who were originally from Kiev, Russia, which now belongs to the Ukraine. He had, he had two brothers and one sister, and they all lived together in Richard Street and then Church Street, East London. Much later, they moved to an apartment in Clapton E5. His parents were originally boot repairers by trade and then went into sales. They lived quite comfortably, and Bubba Ann, as we knew her, was quite the lady, always smartly dressed and carried herself with dignity and pride. Her friends referred to her as the Duchess. My dad was brought up observing the Jewish religion, but was always a bit of a rebel, always looking for a chance to make extra money. On one such occasion, which was during Pesach, the Jewish celebration of Passover, his mother had prepared a family meal to start promptly at 6:30. All were seated round the Seder table, prayer books at the ready for the service, but no Solly, as he was affectionately known. Solly was at Fenchurch Street Station, running round the platforms shouting, "Carry your bag, sir!" Being a good-looking kid, and with the world of chine, or cheek, did quite well. However, he suddenly noticed the station clock, and it said he was late for Seder night. He literally ran as fast as he could home, where his reception was not the most friendly. So, after a clout from his father and a quick wash, he joined his family at the table. As I mentioned earlier, he was always looking for new adventures and ways of making money. He was interested in America for years and knew he had family on his dad's side living in New York and the Catskills. So when he was about 17, one day he made his way to the London docks and literally got on a liner bound for New York. He kind of stowed away, but when discovered, managed to talk the crew into letting him work his passage. Needless to say, when the boat reached New York, he jumped ship, had a bit of money saved from his pay, and set off to find his relatives in Brooklyn, New York. He eventually found his cousins Becky and Morris and moved into 2127 Union Street, New York, where he was very happy. He was so happy, in fact, he stayed in the US for 12 years. His adventures saw him singing on American radio, Buddy, Can You Spare a Dime, and various other songs. By the way, he was a 6'2" good-looking man, and the young American ladies were very taken with him. Needless to say, he was not short of female companionship. Tragically, he returned to the UK when his younger brother got killed in a car accident. My mother told me that when he arrived back in the UK, he was wearing a sky blue suit and had a great tan. He settled in England. After all, it was his country, but I believe he always missed America. As time went on, he courted and married my mum, Rose Jacobs, and they went on to have two daughters, me and my sister Michelle. He lived a full life, always keen to ensure his family was well cared for. We were a happy, contented family, and his family took pride of place in his life. One of his proudest moments was when he walked me down the aisle on my wedding day. My dad was a larger-than-life character who left his mark on the world, both sides of the Atlantic. Daddy suddenly died young at just under 72 years of age. He died suddenly, and it was a great shock, leaving behind a heartbroken, devoted wife and 2 adoring daughters. We miss him always, but cherish the time we had together. The Shawners were a true loving and devoted family and lived a full and satisfying life.
We're just having a slight pause, folks, but we'll be back in a minute.
I would now like to tell you a little bit about my dad's time in America. There's not much that I know, and that is the main reason that I'm doing this broadcast. We believe Daddy worked at a bookmaker's called Maggie's Books. He started as a runner, then progressed to manager. Dad was great friends with a guy called Jack, who owned an apartment block in Brooklyn, New York. It is believed, I'm not sure, they went into several business ventures, including selling washing machine parts and a chain of schmutter shops. Dad and Jack may also have lived at 172 New 21st Street, New York. They may also have teamed up with Dylan, who owned a nightclub allegedly called Clowns. My dad was always, until he died, as I said earlier, a larger-than-life character, never afraid to take a chance, ever ready to explore new horizons and meet new people. All this information that I'm recording is, I believe, to be true. I cannot be 100% sure. As you are now no doubt aware, my dad spent a long time in America, but unfortunately my knowledge of his time there is scant. So I wondered if I reiterated a few facts about Daddy, someone out there, especially in America, may just have some information I would be delighted to receive. It's very super important to me. My email address is Madeline, madeline.flower01@gmail.com. Thank you.
Folks, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's called Suzy Flower. Hit that like button, hit the bell. And if you enjoyed the story and want to see more and listen to more, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell, leave us a comment below, and we'll see you next time on the channel. Bye from me and Suzy, and from Madeline.
Goodbye.